Tonight on Connecticut's news station, a car break-in escalating into a shootout between the suspect and victim. How neighbors in Bloomfield are reacting tonight. And a 20-year-old Connecticut native's life is remembered. How family and friends came together after a devastating tragedy in his college town. And one community looks to defend itself from violence and crime. How some Hartford residents are calling for neighbors to join together to protect their town.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Carmen Chow. We begin tonight in Bloomfield, where police say they have arrested a man in connection with a car break-in that escalated into a shooting between both the suspect and the victim. Fox 61's Jake Garcia is live from Bloomfield with the latest on the investigation and has reaction from neighbors. Jake?
Well, Carmen, people who live in the area are still reeling from what unfolded early Thursday morning. Neighbors who I spoke to say that their neighborhood is typically quiet and peaceful.
It can happen anywhere, and it can happen to anyone.
Bloomfield police say around 5 o'clock Thursday morning, they were called to a home on Cottage Grove Circle on reports of a car break-in and shooting. Investigators say a man who lives at the home confronted the suspect who was breaking into his car in the driveway. Officers say the man pulled out a gun and fired a warning shot into the ground, hoping to scare the suspect away. According to police, the suspect ran to a car parked in the street where he grabbed a gun and shot the man in the arm before getting in a dark-colored sedan and driving away. The victim taken to a local hospital to be treated. Neighbors shocked that this would happen in their neighborhood.
People here, they come here, they raise their families, they raise their kids, and things like that just don't happen out here.
And everybody get along.
Yeah.
We all like family around here.
Yes, yes.
And we mind our business.
Yep.
Leaving their sense of security rattled.
I'm scared for my kids. I'm scared for the kids around here. I'm always looking outside at night to make sure there's no one outside.
Hartford police eventually told that a man now identified as 23-year-old Javier Ruiz Valles of Manchester walked into Hartford Hospital with a gunshot wound to the face. Officers found a car they believe may have been driven by Ruiz Valles, finding shell casings and blood inside. The car found just steps away from Hartford Hospital. This comes just days after another car break-in and shooting in Manchester. Leighton Gallimore said late Sunday night he heard the sound of glass breaking, and that's when he looked outside.
I saw two individuals by my wife's car. I started to shout at them, and I told my wife to call the cops. I came outside to see what's happening, and I saw they were still there walking away, so I looked the direction to which they were going to see, if I could identify something, license plate or something like that. And then I heard two shots fired.
Gallimore telling police the suspects left in a brown or gray sedan. Officers finding two shell casings and determining that one of the bullets had gone through an occupied apartment and was lodged in a wall of a common hallway. Luckily, no one was injured.
There's kids, and easily a bullet can go through a window, through the walls. It can hit a kid. It can hit one of us. All of our lives here, matter.
Now, police have not said if the two break-ins and shootings are related. Ruiz Valles is facing 10 charges, including second-degree assault with a firearm. Now, police urging people that if you see a crime being committed or see suspicious activity, to call 911 and do not confront them. In Bloomfield, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Scary times we live in, thanks, Jake. Now turning now to the weather watch. Today was a beautiful Saturday, very comfortable out there, but comfortable might not be the word to describe next week. Let's check in with meteorologist Sam Sampieri. Sam, what can we expect in the coming days?
Carmen, remember we didn't have any 90-degree weather in August, so now we're going to make up for it in September. Next week, it looks like a heat wave is now likely. But before we get to that, we did get to 80. Look at the temperatures now. We're fairly comfortable. The only thing is the temperatures have come to a grinding halt as far as lowering anymore. We're a good 5 to 10 degrees warmer than we were yesterday at this time. Dew points are up a little bit. We have clouds rolling in, and actually this front's holding together where you have some light showers. Now, this looks a lot worse than it really is. So there's still the chance that we could have a spot shower now, see a little bit of light rain in Albany. But other than that, I'm expecting overnight to be mostly cloudy for a while. Then by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, we'll clear out. Temperatures will be bottoming out into lower 60s and highs tomorrow afternoon for your Sunday in the middle of the Labor Day holiday in the mid to upper 80s with plenty of golden sunshine. Coming up, I'll detail this potential heat wave coming up for your Labor Day and into next week, how long it will last, and what you can expect on your Fox 61 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes. Carmen?
Sam, thank you. Family and friends paid their respects to a Madison College student who was shot and killed in South Carolina. Nicholas D'Onofrio's funeral was at St. Margaret's Catholic Church today. The family says they intend to establish scholarships in Nick's memory for students at Daniel Hand High School and the University of South Carolina. Both Manchester and Willimantic are ramping up police presence ahead of possible street takeovers this Labor Day weekend. Police learning of potential planned takeovers through social media. The increase in patrols comes after a street takeover Monday night in Groton turned deadly. Drivers are encouraged to be vigilant and be safe.
If you're in the middle of it, if you end up getting caught up inside it, I would call 911, especially if you feel like your safety is in jeopardy.
Police also urging drivers to not confront the group because it could put you in more danger. Police say they may even restrict access to some parks and plazas in order to keep these takeovers from forming. Police warn people driving illegal ATVs and dirt bikes that are often used in these takeovers will face a $1,000 fine for every ordinance violated. New tonight, one person is dead after being involved in an accident in Waterbury. It happened early this morning, shortly before 6 in the 300 block of Perkins Avenue. Police are still looking into what happened. The driver has not yet been identified. Bristol police are investigating a deadly crash tonight. It happened just after 2 this morning near Broad and King Streets. Police say a 53-year-old motorcyclist drove off the road and was pronounced dead at the scene. It is unclear at this time what caused the driver to go off the road. Now to Coventry, where police are investigating an accident that took place yesterday around 8:30 p.m. on Route 44 near Barnesby Lane. Police say the car was traveling eastbound when it veered off the roadway and rolled over. 4 people inside the car were injured. One of them is in critical condition. The cause of the accident remains under investigation. Some neighbors in Hartford say it's time to take safety into their own hands, holding a rally today in support of what they call legal armed security patrols. Members of several gun rights groups, including the Self-Defense Brigade, gathered at Unity Plaza on Barber Street. The group's founder, Reverend Cornell Lewis, teaches self-defense and leads a coalition of activists looking to defend a community from gun violence and crime. The groups rallying are calling for neighbors to band together and start armed patrols around the area of the plaza.
People have tried various methods and they say it don't work. They say the Hartford police show up, but they can only do so much, and in many cases they don't do anything. The politicians only show up when they want votes.
Several Hartford police officers were also on scene during the rally. Hartford Mayor Luke Bronin says police are just as frustrated, but the department's focus is getting violent actors off the streets. A spokesperson for the police union says Lewis's theories could produce a great amount of risk to the community and the department. New Haven police are investigating after a woman was shot shortly before 4:30 a.m. today. She has non-life-threatening injuries. It happened in the area of Goodyear and Reed Streets. Preliminary investigation revealed an after-hours bar was hosting a gathering outside when an unidentified car drove by, shooting at a group of people on the sidewalk. Anyone who witnessed this incident is urged to contact police immediately.